Hello everyone, ADHD, that is the topic of today's discussion. Oh, just quickly, I am at the Hawkesbury Regional Gallery in Windsor. So I thank them for letting me use this little space. It's a podcasting rig, so this is really, really exciting. Okay, ADHD is something that is misunderstood by the general population. I'm just going to say it like that. And the reason why is because it's misunderstood by everyone else out there. You know, for example, you might have someone that is very hyper-focused on one thing, and that person is also so focused on that one thing that if they're trying to have a discussion with someone, if they're having a conversation with someone with ADHD is very hard to do, and here's why. I, for example, have got ADHD. I've had it my entire life. I was diagnosed when I was a very little kid, and what ADHD stands for is Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. So basically it is a disorder of attention. You can only pay attention for so long before you lose concentration. I'll give you an example. Right now, me filming this podcast, I am struggling in a way to concentrate. Why? Because I've got to constantly look at the camera's lens, and eye contact has never been my strong suit. It is what it is. Hey, I'm getting better. I've been making content for a while, but it's still not up to scratch. Now, I know some of you might say, Rhino, you're doing really well. Thank you. But I still don't feel like I'm doing enough. And another thing ADHD does for me is if I'm having a conversation with someone, I am lucky to get 2 or maybe even 5 minutes out of them maximum. Sorry, I am lucky to give them 2 to 5 minutes of my time. It's not because I don't like the person, it's simply because I find it hard to concentrate for long periods. Now, when it comes to ADHD in schools, wow, now we got something to really talk about. I was in the support unit at school, basically the disability building for people like me that have a hard time focusing and all that, okay? I'm not going to really say too much about it, but that's what it is for me. That's what it represents. So my education was really terrible. It was really, really terrible. Why? Not because I was a dumb kid. I wasn't a dumb kid. I was a very determined child. However, I couldn't concentrate. And what happens with ADHDers when we can't concentrate? Guess what? We look everywhere else instead of paying attention to what the teacher's telling us. See, being someone with ADHD, there's a lot of bullying out there, okay? I got bullied so bad at school, you know, because I was different. I got bullied by my peers. By peers, I mean people in my own classroom. I got bullied by. And out there in the mainstream side of everything, of school, I got picked on even worse because I was different. Now, I need you to understand this, everyone. I am not a doctor, okay? I'm far from it. Hey, my foot bone's connected to my shin bone. I am not a doctor. I am just sharing with you my experiences. So do not come to me thinking you're going to get psychological help. Don't do that because it won't work. Anyway, so that's what ADHD has done for me. It has prevented me from getting good grades and getting a really good job in my life. I'm 32 years old this year, my friends, and I am still struggling with it. Now, I've grown a lot in the past 20 years. Obviously, ADHD, you can mature into it to a point where it's there, but it's not that noticeable. That's what happened to me, is I started maturing more and more, and I started not overcoming it, but dealing with what God gave me. Because whether I like it or not, it's the cards I'm dealt. So it is what it is. There's nothing I can do. So that's what ADHD has done for my life. It has prevented me from getting a good education, studying, and also, this is the most important part, friends, good old friendships. I found it so hard to make friends at school because I was different. Now, I'm not saying to you I didn't have friends. Friends come and go. They really do, and they're not permanent. They come into your life for a brief moment in time, and then they leave again. That's how it is. We get older, we go through school, we graduate, and bye-bye. We don't see those people anymore. However, when you have ADHD, this is what I need you to understand. Making friends outside of school is bloody hard to do. It is really, really difficult. Why? It's very simple. Because you can't concentrate for long periods of time. When I meet people, every day I meet someone new. Well, I try to. I can be an introvert. I don't really like to go out and socialise. That's just me. But when I do meet people, I find that I can only hold a conversation for so long and then it's gone. My attention has drifted. Again, it's like when you watch a TV show. Okay, for example, SpongeBob. Good old SpongeBob. There's a scene where Patrick talks about his mind, and he talks about how trying to understand his mind is very tricky. Guess what? In his mind plays a video. It's a carton of milk and it spills. That's Patrick for you. Good old Patrick Star. That's him. That's just an example. My mind, let me think. How can I best describe this to you, everyone? My mind is going 1,000,000 miles a minute. Again, hyper-focusing. It can be a good thing, but it's also a very negative thing. Everyone, I want to sleep. I want to go to bed. I want to wake up feeling better than I ever felt the day before. Guess what? I find that hard to do because when I go to bed, I don't fall asleep straight away. I'm either on my phone or on my iPad. Again, bad habit, very bad. Don't do it. Get off your phones, go to sleep. So I don't fall asleep that easily. And when I do, I sleep pretty good. Hey, nothing could wake me up. So that's a blessing in disguise. However, the second I open my eyes, guess what I'm looking for? My phone. What am I doing right now? Looking for my phone. Why? Because I am addicted to it, and it's not good. This thing has cost me more money than I will ever get back. I like the case though, it's really pretty. Yes, I like pretty cases. I'm a feminist, don't worry about it. It is what it is. And you know what? I don't care about admitting that. I am a feminist. I like nice looking things. Anyway, the phone is the biggest distraction ever. social media is a major distraction that is facing the world today. It's a major problem. Now, if you're a content creator like moi, guess what? It's your best friend. It really is. However, I had to make a shift with my phone. I decided to only ever use this phone to edit my content, never again to film. I would have to be in a I'd have to be without camera gear to film videos with this phone. It is what it is. It's just how I operate. See, this phone is great. The camera quality is very good, but it will never replace a proper camera. I'm sorry, it won't. The video that I'm filming this on right now the camera I'm using is my Sony A6700. I love this camera. It is a beast. However, we're getting off topic here. See, ADHD, again, my brain goes from one end to the other. So making friends is hard, very hard for me because of my ADHD. It is what it is. There's really not much I can do about it. Again, you got to play the cards you're dealt, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm learning that every day. I'm learning to play the cards that are dealt to me and try and just maneuver life with having ADHD. A lot of people, are afraid to express how they're feeling because they're worried about ridicule. Hey, that's the beautiful part about ADHD is we just jump straight into it. We don't care. My friends, here's the deal. You'll love this one. Here's the deal. I don't care what others think of me. I could give a rat's. I don't care. Why? Because I, Ryan Hayes, hear me rule. I am going to do what is necessary for my life to be better. My education sucked. I wasn't going to be a doctor. I wasn't going to get that really good job. Again, good old ADHD. It is what it is. Like I said, some people out there might feel helpless with having ADHD. They might not know where to turn. Well, that's why I'm here, my friends. I want to help you realize your full potential. Did you know that ADHD can actually be a superpower? Hell yeah, ADHD can be awesome if you look at it that way. Now, like I said, the negatives are I struggle to make friends, relationships with women are non-existent. Okay, I overtalk. Again, I cannot focus. Those are 4 negatives. Now, let's go to the positives. I can hyper-focus on things I'm passionate about. I get work done quicker than maybe other people do. I can just do more. Please, positives outweigh the negatives. What else can I do? I can identify certain situations and remove myself from them. Number 5, I can be a more productive person. Guess what? 4 negative, 5 positive. So, what am I going to do? Am I going to worry about the negatives? No, there's no point. Here's the deal. A good friend of mine last night basically kicked my butt and she made me realize, hey, what you get, what you put out into the universe is what you get. So, for example, if I think of something positive, it will come back. If I think of negative things, it'll come back, but not in the right way. So, like I said, there's nothing to be ashamed of with ADHD. I know that some people might think, oh my God, I'm so different. Is that really a problem? For you, like, ask yourself, is that a problem? Because for me, it's made me who I am as a person. I'm not saying that I love ADHD, I hate it. But if I use it in the right ways, it can be very, very beneficial for my life. You know what? Honestly, my friends, I hear and I see so many people walk around life today, in everyday life, that drive big cars, Rams, and really nice Rangers and whatever. You know what? For me, I think that, one, you're a poser, okay? Let's not beat around the bush. You're a poser. Why do you need anything that big? You don't. So that's my opinion on it. And second of all, they think they're better than everyone else. I got news for you, honey. You're not better than everyone else. You're not better than me. You're not better than someone down the street. You're not better. We are all equal in this life. We are all equal. That's how it is. So if you are driving a very expensive car, good for you. Hey, I'm happy for you. Congrats. Just don't rub it in people's faces because that's not fair. That's not nice. So in a way, me hyper-focusing on my content creation journey, my career as an influencer, it's great. It really is fantastic. I can enjoy it. I can sink my teeth into what I'm good at most of all, which is this. However, there are a lot of negatives. So I try so hard not to focus on those negatives because I'm not going to get anywhere. When I was a kid, I really struggled to connect with my peers, people my own age. Again, it's because I'm different. I do different things. I perform a different way. But it does not mean that I am any less than them. Some people, okay, this is just some, believe that they could never make it because of because of the hand they were dealt, okay? I had people in my life for years that, this is sad, that had worse disabilities than me. I have mild autism, okay? It's very mild. Thank the good Lord it's mild. Nonetheless, I have autism. And the people around me, they had disabilities also. This is where it gets really sad. They did not believe they could be something. My friend, you can be whatever you want. You really can. I believe in you. You can do that. But you have to believe it. I was not going to be that person that would listen to what someone else had to say because of my disability or my ADHD. I had teachers in my life that would say to me, Ryan, you're not going to be anything. Guess what? You're stuck in a boring-ass job. You're stuck behind a desk. Sorry, but guess what I get to do? Hallelujah. I get to go places. I get to make content. I get to be something different. And I like that. So that's the way I look at it, is you're not better than someone, you're not better than anyone, because maybe you had more of an advantage in your life. You are not better than anyone else. We are all equal. Help someone out, okay, that may be struggling. Like me, I struggle to this day with having ADHD. I've had people help me. Thank you to those people. But I've also had people that took advantage of me, that looked at me like I was less than. You know the classic word that I find really funny? The classic words that I find funny from another person? This is me. Ready? Hey, do you want to do something this weekend? Oh, sorry, Ryan, I'm busy. And then they're hanging out with their other friends. So, wow, I must be just dog crap. I must just not be worth it. That's the cruel irony of having a disability and being different, is we get looked upon like we are less than. I'm not less than. How dare those people? How dare them? You're not better than me. So, yes, for me having autism and having ADHD, I have a point to prove. I got a chip on my shoulder. You better believe I do. Why? Because I need to prove it to myself that I am, as Triple H would say out of the WWE, that damn good. I love wrestling. I loved it my whole life. So that's really it. ADHD affects people in different ways, and it's affected me in my ability to concentrate on one thing. I need structure. I need to have a plan. If I don't have a plan, then my life turns to crap. Everything I do it doesn't work. I'll give you another example here. When I make my bed in the morning, which I need to do, yes, I don't do enough of it. It's not because I'm not capable. I am very capable. But my brain just doesn't register that it needs to be done. I need to do it. So that is something, everyone, that I still deal with to this day. I deal with the fact that I know that I can do things, but I'm not lazy. I'm far from it. It just doesn't compute in my mind like it can with other people. So, as I said, laziness has never been me. I'm not a lazy person. So, it's just it. ADHD is a challenge every day. I face this challenge head on, and I'm proud to do it. And that is why I am talking to you about it today, because I want to open up the forum. Who out there has got what I have? If you have ADHD, raise your hand. Put your ones to the sky. Why? Because there's so many of us out there. And it's sad. It's sad that we don't get looked at like everyone else should be. We should be treated like everyone else, and we're not. That is why, my friends, I became an advocate for those people with a disability, because I know what it feels like to be judged, ridiculed, laughed at, bullied, and looked upon less than, and it's not right. So we need to make a stand. People like me are more capable than anyone else. So that's how it is. Now, the thing is, with ADHD, if there are people like me that have it, you're going to know what having a chip on your shoulder looks like. It is basically proving to yourself that you can do what everyone else has done. That's it, because it's very, very sad to be judged by other people, but it's even worse to be judged by yourself. I'm too hard on myself. I know that. I wish I wasn't. I wish I could just relax, chill out, and live life to its fullest. I do live life to its fullest, by the way. I don't relax all the time. So, everyone, that is my thoughts on having ADHD, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I hope you enjoyed the little podcast. This is my second time giving it a go. And I've got to say, I'm not Howard Stern yet, but I like it. It's really good. All right, everyone, remember to like, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment, and share this video because it can help a lot of people out there that have what I have. Take care.